What will shock you the most, as it shocked me, is the Google data center. As if an entire city had come from another planet or from a very, very long time ago. Larry Page and Sergey Brin are the masterminds behind the Google empire that rules the global internet. They had one thing in common in personality, which is their strong love for computers and its sciences. Larry Page was born to parents who were experts in the world of computers, so it is not surprising that their son went to study computer engineering at Stanford University, where he met Sergey Brin, and together they were able to develop a search engine that displays its results according to the degree of spread of the pages, and they called it Google. Google search engine. In 1998, Google became the most popular search engine in the world with an average of 6 billion search attempts per day during the year 2013. Larry Page was born on March 26, 1973, in East Lansing, Michigan, and named Lawrence Edward Page. His father, Carl Page, was one of the most prominent computer scientists and artificial intelligence, while his mother worked in the field of teaching computer programming. He finished high school in 1991, and later earned a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering from the University of Michigan and decided to major in computer engineering at Stanford University, where he met classmate Sergey Brin. Larry has been obsessed since childhood with knowing the mechanics of things and got his first home computer in 1978. Some may think that anyone owning a home computer in 1978 is normal, but the truth is the opposite. At that time, your possession of a personal computer indicates your high and great societal position, as if you now own the most expensive car in the world now. It was only the wealthy and the owners of the upper classes in society could own a home computer. Larry grew up, and after years passed, he entered the university to complete his studies, specifically at the University of Michigan, to graduate with a bachelor's degree in computer engineering with honors. He then earned his master's degree in computing science from Stanford University. While at university, Larry built a printer out of Lego bricks, was a member of the Solar Car team, and was president of the Eta Kappa Nu Honor Society for Electrical Engineering and Computing. In the year 1995, Larry thought that it was time to prepare for a doctorate, and actually Larry began to prepare for a doctorate in computer science at Stanford University. The strange coincidence is that when he went to Stanford University to apply for a doctorate, the university searched for a student with the same specialization to help him find research places, libraries, and work on research. The strange thing is that the student that the university assigned him to help him with his doctoral dissertation is the one who will then become the second mind of the Google empire. This person is Sergey Brin. At that time, when the university allocated Sergey Brin to help Larry, they did not know each other at all. With the passage of time, a strange friendship arose between them, and they got to know each other more and more, and noticed that their ideas were very close to each other in everything, especially with regard to technology, looking at the future, and also projects, thinking and schematics. At that time, Brin got a job at the university. His work was specialized in obtaining data from a large database with a group of friends. And they used to search for magazines and find all the data about them, for example, the best magazines in terms of sales and their competitors, how much are their profits, and a lot of other data. Here, Sergey Brin thought of something out of the box, which is to apply the same search method to search engines at the time, such as index web crawler. On the other hand, in the same period, Larry Page got a job on the Alta Vista site, and this site was the most popular search engine in the 90s. This engine, on the first day it was created, received 30,000 visits, and after only 2 years, it reached 80 million visits. The important thing is that Larry Page was impressed with this engine, how it works, and the achievement it reached in a very short period of time. He was more impressed with the way the search results appear, which is through a specific link, which was new to him at the time. After that, he began to think a lot about that link for the Alta Vista search engine, to the point that he thought of inventing such a link, or perhaps a better one, He had a very big obstacle in front of him to be able to study these connections. First, he needed a very, very large database. In short, he needs the entire internet on his small computer. After that, Larry Page asked for help from one of his professors at the university, but from the very stupidity of the idea, the professor laughed hysterically and said to him, "Have you lost your mind? Do you want to enter the entire internet on your computer?" Of course, the idea at the time was stupid for the professor to own the entire internet on a small computer. But this idea that the professor saw at that time as a naive and stupid idea is now a tangible reality and a normal thing. Two friends, Larry and Sergey, decided to make their own search engine and work on developing it. The second coincidence is that when they met to talk about the subject, they were shocked because they were both thinking about the same thing at the same time, which is to create a search engine, the same dream, and the same goal. And they really started the project, and it started in 1997 when the Backrub engine was programmed, now known as Google. This engine became famous in the same university where they studied, and with the passage of days, they were developing the project more and more, and the first thing they thought about was changing the name Backrub and replace it with a new name, Google, which was invented by Milton Serrata to denote a single number followed by 100 zeros. This strange name is a term in mathematics, and it is very difficult to pronounce this astronomical number, so it is called Google. The reason behind choosing this name for the engine is that they will work hard to make the search engine able to accommodate and organize this frightening number of data in the future. But there was a mistake in writing the name and it became Google as we know it now. It is worth noting that when the use of the verb Google became common, it was added to the dictionary, Merriam-Webster, and the Oxford English Dictionary in 2006. They explain its meaning as follows: use the Google search engine to access information on the internet. In August 2007, this engine ranked first as the most used search engine, occupying 53.6% of the market, to outperform the Yahoo search engine and occupy the Yahoo search engine on its lineage, 19.9% of the market. It also ranks the search engine Live Search at 12.9% of the market. Throughout the period from 1997 to 1998, Larry and Sergey were developing the search engine from inside a garage for cars. This garage belonged to a classmate of theirs, and this girl was named Susan Wojcicki. Do you work from this girl now, and what work? When you reach 100,000 subscribers, the YouTube Shield comes to you, along with a written message from the CEO of the YouTube company, who is the girl who owns the garage in which Larry and Sergey were developing Google in this place. The work remained non-stop inside this garage, but they had one problem, which was the money to develop the project, and this problem is the problem of any successful project in its infancy. They began to think and search for someone who could finance their project. It was difficult at the time to find a financier who would risk his money in a new search engine. He did not know whether he would succeed or not. Next Sun Microsystems co-founder Andy Bechtolsheim contributed with $100,000 to establish the new company. Larry and Sergey used this money to open the company's first headquarters in a garage in Menlo Park, California, USA. Page and Sergey were able to obtain other financing amounts from multiple sources, totaling approximately $900,000, and among the first investors in the company was Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. After completing the problem, they felt enthusiastic and continued to work to make the Google engine a strong competitor to other engines. In fact, this is what happened, and they were able to implement exactly what they imagined. After only a few months in the middle of 1999, the total number of daily searches in Google amounted to 10,000 operations. And they got the title of the best search engine from Computer Magazine, and in the end, they were able to defeat the best search engine, which is Alta Vista. And now, after more than 26 years, you can say that Google controls a very large percentage of the internet. In 2004, Google introduced free email service available on the web, known as Gmail. The company acquired the video sharing site YouTube in 2006, and the number of unique visitors per month was about 20 million, but the year 2022 will witness more than 1.5 billion visitors per month. She owns Google Earth, Android, Google Translate, Google Play, Google Maps, Google Chrome, Google Apps, and other endless Google services. Google announced its first acquisition in 2001 when it bought the discussion service for Dij.com, and until 2022 it acquired more than 200 companies. After the impressive success of Google, they did not forget the origin and where they started from, that garage that belonged to Susan, in which they developed the search engine. In 2004, that garage was expanded to become the headquarters of Google, located in California. And all the main offices of Google are located in California. After that, the company opened more than 70 offices in more than 40 different countries around the world. The company hired its first worker in September 1998, and by March 31, 2017, it announced that it had 72,000 employees. At the end of December 2022, Google had more than 190,000 employees. The company then announced the layoffs of 12,000 employees. By January 2023, Google will have more than 178,000 employees. But the most shocking information about Google is the heart that drives the entire company, which is the Google data center. Data centers consume about 2% of the energy and electricity worldwide.